Uber and Lyft is trying to lower the commercial insurance coverage. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, they are in California. I think this is going to go to Florida as well, because those are the two states with the highest commercial insurance coverage, where Uber and Lyft complain about their coverage going through the roof. In fact, we had Jeremy Bird on from Lyft. He said before even a driver in LA or in basically in California gets in the car, their cost is $8. I'm going like, come on, man. I'm not buying that, especially with the hocus pocus 70-30 thing. So there is a bill. Now, this is public information. Uber had said that they're going to spend $20 million in California specifically to lobby for lowering the insurance costs. So they said that they could pass it on to the riders, Chris. That's what they said, that we can lower the fares for riders because the riders are paying for commercial insurance. But the riders don't know that, and riders don't know how Uber and Lyft calculate those external expenses either. But let's stick with SB 371. Refers to several distinct legislative bills depending on the year and state. The most recent California SB 371 would reduce, folks, be ready for this. It's going to happen because it's getting a lot of traction. Reduce uninsured and underinsured UM and UIM insurance requirements for transportation network companies, TNCs. That is Uber and Lyft said in a fancy way, TNC. Potentially decreasing coverage from 1 million to 50,000 per person and 100,000 per incident. The other thing Uber and Lyft complain about is that there is a cottage industry of ambulance chasers. That's why commercial insurance rates are going through the roof. Maybe I have this to say to Uber. Hey, Uber, maybe you shouldn't hire everybody off the street with their shitty cars and not being able to read GPS and going hitting everything that they see. But then since you have 75% turnover, that's probably the reason, because I'm thinking the more supply you put on the street, the more chances of getting in crashes. I'm not sure. That's what I think has something related with that.
Well, partially, but the problem also is uninsured motorists. And we all know who the uninsured motorists are. And so they're driving around without insurance, getting in accidents, and that's also what's driving up the costs of everything. So I can see it from a little bit on their end, but also just in general. So personal insurance, is going up because of the uninsured motorist. Yes, there is a lot to do with ambulance chasers and the people going for deep pockets, like the lawyers and that. That is all entwined. But yes, when it comes to uninsured motorists, that's exactly what it comes down to, is people who are driving around, driving like morons, getting in an accident. Look at what happened in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, case in point.
Hey everyone, Sergio here with the Rideshare Guy. What do we say on Show Me the Money Club? Work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, which I have been for the past year and a half, you may be working a lot harder than you need to. Let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, as well as your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more money, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download the Solo app today. Begin to work smarter, not harder. Link is in the description. Let's get back to it.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm not sure. Look, I'm a skeptic at best. When Uber tells me that rider fares are going to go down if commercial insurance rates go down, I'm thinking riders' fare are not going to go down as much as they save on the commercial insurance rates by lowering the UM and UIM to 50 and 100. I think they're just going to make more money, Chris. That's what I think they're going to do. They may lower it a little bit, maybe 5% or so, but then since we don't know what's in that external expenses and how commercial insurance rates are calculated, right, in those expenses, we don't know. So California 2000, subject, transportation network companies, insurance coverage. This is happening, folks. So Uber is lobbying heavily, Lyft is lobbying heavily to pass this thing, okay? The bill aims to reduce, the bill aims to reduce the required uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage for TNCs. And now there was a good question. Actually, I was on Spaces with Coast to Coast yesterday for maybe 10 minutes. Somebody asked a question, okay, if the coverage is lowered from 1 million to these two numbers, are the lawyers who are suing Uber and Lyft, because they're the cash cow, supposedly, like with $1 million policy, could they go after the driver? Good question. I don't know. I'll ask that to Uber. The only good thing about this is that it requires a study by the California Public Utilities Commission and the Department of Insurance on the impacts of these coverage changes. In fact, I am going to be meeting with the CPUC on September 11th and talk about this subject, because I think those numbers, the reduction of those numbers to those levels is too drastic. And the key question for me is the driver on the hook? Because of those lower thresholds or lower coverage, numbers, can the driver be sued separately? Which I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe some of you know, but I don't. And I'm going to find that out, because we're already on the hook for enough.
The reality is anybody can sue anybody at any time.
Yes.
So drivers, you are not protected in any way. The reason why they don't come after you is because you got small pockets compared to big pockets over there. So that's why they're going after Uber and not after the driver.
Yes.
In a circumstance where it lowers that much, they might try to expand it to reach the amount of money that they could potentially get by going after the driver, which would now bring into question, should you have an LLC for asset protection if you have assets, and things like that. So it will keep you protected in the event that something happens like that. So these are all questions that will come up that will have to be answered. And it's just starting to think about at that point now, whether that happens or not. But yes, drivers could absolutely get sued and have been sued before. But the thing is, when it comes down to the reality, they're not going to go after the driver right now, because the driver probably doesn't have anything to pay out compared to Uber or Lyft, because they're a much bigger company and they have billions in market share and all that good stuff. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so I take Daniel's word for it. I think he's extremely knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff. Daniel says this limits what the driver could get paid if they are hit by an uninsured motorist. Bad for drivers. Well, there you go. So we'll see. I will find out more about this, but this is definitely on track to pass SB 371. Okay, and once this passes, then they have a precedent to push it in other states where Uber and Lyft complain about extremely high commercial insurance rates. And second one probably will be Florida, but we'll see.
Yep. Absolutely. We'll keep you posted on everything as well too. And if you got more questions, obviously hit up Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. He might not know the answers though yet. So yeah, just be wary. That's all. That's it.
Absolutely.
Right now. All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.